Right, hey everybody, here I am today with my pal Damien from REI Solutions. Great opportunity to chat quickly about his business, his solution, and of course, how he's using smartphone. Damien, good to see you again, mate. How you doing? Give us a little
Hey,
intro.
yeah, hey man, what's going on? It's good to see you again. Yeah, like you're saying, we love smartphone, using it in our system. We've got a lot of our subscribers that are switching from the other dialers and platforms because smartphone is just so much better for us as far as the integration. People are able to just call right out of Podio. There's no, oh, press one on your phone, do any of that stuff. It's just I use it in my own business, so that's when you're calling and getting our support. That's who you're talking to. They're using smartphone to answer your questions. We're sending you texts via smartphone. It's just it's so much smoother to integrate, and it's right there in Podio. So if you're looking to what a lot of our subscribers are doing is trying to get all their data in one place instead of jumping from here, jumping to there. I want to go look at my call history. Like, well, now you got to go log into this. Nope, smartphone. It's all right there, and we love it. So I mean, I can't say enough about it.
And you've got a background, obviously, just you've got a background in real estate, and of course, critically from our point of view and how we work together so well is you have got your own system, Podio setup that you roll out to your clients. Just give us a little background on that in case anybody hasn't seen that who's coming to this interview.
Yeah. So, and I appreciate that. We've got a system that we built. It's called Deal Pro. It's aimed at wholesalers, and I think it's pretty much the most advanced one out there for getting in the door, wholesaling system. And we pair it with smartphone a lot, and we're able to do that for people without having that. You don't have to do the typical smartphone install. Ours comes all ready to go. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, the calling and texting. We've got a phenomenal comps app now in there that we use Atom data, so you get real-time MLS style comps. All that stuff's available on our YouTube channel and on Facebook to check out as well. But as far as the system goes, Jordan, you guys have made it a lot smoother than it was in the beginning when we started doing the integrations, where it was like, hey, check and see how we can line these things up. Now we just submit a form and everything, we just switch it over, communications app, or everything functions so smoothly versus the initial.
Absolutely. And it's critical. I mean, from our point of view, we always smartphone, and I think you hit it, you hit it on the head. Ease of use and single system. It's like the last thing. Like, what are you doing? My view is it is always, what do you want to do as a business owner? Do you want to spend your time dicking around on all these different things and fiddling and doing all this, or do you want to be making money? And if you want to be making money, what do you need? You need a system that works, and you need to be able to function and do all your stuff. And that, to me, is where, when we're talking about smartphone integrating into your system, that's the magic there. Easy, one system, right out of the gate, right?
Yep, definitely. And also in line with that, we use your dialer as well. People are having to jump from, well, I got call tools, Zen call, a lot of people still using Mojo for some reason, but the smart dialer also, it's right there. You can make a list from anything in Podio. I mean, you just create a campaign and you pull a Podio view, and there you go. Now you're calling these people, and it's all right there in Podio. You don't have to go load your list somewhere and then push to CRM. It's literally all right there. So we're doing a lot of those as well, with people using the dialer. In addition to having just a regular smartphone account, because again, ease of use, like you said, it's all right there.
Let me ask you, actually, just following up on the dialer element, and this is just my own curiosity as well, but one of the things that bothers me about people's systems a lot of times when they're using these, either when they're using other systems or even when they're using Podio or anything else, data cleanliness,
Right.
to me is like if you don't have clean data, you've got nothing. You've got pain and a nightmare. And one of the things that I love about Smart Dialer is because it is fully integrated into Podio, because you click the call button that says convert, the call disposition, you can then on the back end create automations that says, ooh, this guy's converted. Now let's put him in to our actual live leads. Is that how you approach it?
Yes, we definitely do that. So, we use like a list sort of app where they're just putting in their potential, their prospects essentially. And then based on the dispositions, and we add dispositions too, follow-ups, all that kind of stuff. But if they, like you said, they hit convert, okay, that's when it goes over to the leads app, because it's not a lead really until you talk to the person. You gotta get in touch with them. And I see, like you said, the data. I've had systems I go in and people have got 10,000 leads in their leads app, and it's like, have you spoken to any of these people? Nope, we just got a bunch of names and addresses here. So
Yeah.
definitely on that clean data, we format all of our data when it goes over to the leads app so that phone numbers are all the same formatting. You don't have some just straight numbers, some +1. It's all the same, consistent data.
Absolutely. And in terms of like, when I look at real estate in particular, I've always been somewhat shocked, and this is probably very relevant right now as we're recording, when the time frame we're recording, with some new laws or new rules coming in around texting in the US,
Right.
which we will be announcing some things fairly soon about that. We've got it all covered in smartphone. But texting is a huge part of the sales process in real estate. Tell me a little bit about how, because smartphone integrates and because you got the SMS API access, tell me a bit about how that integration works even better, both, from maybe either drip sequences or following up via text and call. How does smartphone make it better?
So, again, it's all built in right there. When we send the text, super easy. The API is insanely easy to use, and one of the key things with the text is there's no cutoff for how many characters you're sending, right? So, I know people using other platforms are having that issue where well, you reach 140 characters and now message stops you in the middle of a word. Whereas, if you want to type an email for a text message,
I've seen it.
Yeah, I have too, with people putting the signature line and everything. So it's, and it just makes it so much smoother to do that. And we use it in our follow-up sequence as well. It's just, instant text goes out, it's added to the communications app, it's logged in the lead item, hey, drip message sent. Everything is right there. Again, it's just the API is insanely easy to use for the texting. And again, I think the big thing to drive home is there's no character count limit, and you can get.
This is a surprisingly big deal, right?
It is, right? You don't think about it until you're like trying to send it, and it gives you an error, like, oh, too many characters. And the other thing is the multimedia messaging, and right into Podio. So and I know you guys got that issue solved now. We've got someone sends you a picture of their property. Well, on a lot of the platforms, you're going to get that text. It's just going to be empty because they don't support multimedia messages. And now with you guys, we're actually able to bring that over. In our system, we attach it as a file, and then we also make it like an iframe embed for the image so they can see what they're looking at, when someone sends them a text. So very cool setup, and we love using it. So.
And let me just ask, in terms of when you integrate, because you guys are a great example of people who, you work closely with your clients, you're hands-on with them, which is fantastic, so that you have a good sense of what they're doing. I always thought that for me, the biggest thing, and I'm not in sales in that sense anymore, but the mobile app has been one of the biggest things that's helped me on just an ongoing day-to-day thing, because just that ability to be anywhere and go, oh, I got to call so-and-so. I can find them quick.
Mhm.
find them because the app is directly connected to my CRM, in Podio. I can find them, I can text them, I can call them, I can see their numbers, and then of course I can take my notes, I can do my call dispositions, and I could be sitting on a beach and whatever, make a quick call, do my notes, and my team sees that call right there in Podio
Yeah,
against the contact, against the lead. How have you guys, or with your experience with your customers, has the mobile app been an important thing? Have you found it very useful? I'm just always
it's
curious to
huge.
get.
It's huge, and it's getting better every new release that you guys do, and that's one of, I use it as one of the big things is being able, like you said, if I'm out and I'm not not at my desktop where I can just go into Podio, because we all know the Podio app is terrible. There's no mobile friendliness about the Podio app. So trying to search a contact and then type in the comments, SMS, call, forget that. So just being able to really quick, oh yep, I got the reminder, call this guy, boom, there it is, or send him a text, and it's all, again, the communication, it's all right there in Podio. So the team is like, oh yep, we already contacted him, everything is good, you can listen to the recording, or the text messages show up in sequence there. So it's yeah, the mobile app is huge. It's a lot better than some of the mobile apps out there too. So,
Well, I think we just released a couple new versions as well
yeah,
a couple days ago,
yeah,
which it brought in a couple really nice features, extra aside from the standard bug fixes and upgrades to where particularly on Android, this Android is the biggest pain because there were so many different versions.
we're supposed to
But
have iPhone.
yeah, the one I love the new, a very small thing, but it was very much customer driven. We got asked for it, so we were like, all right, fair enough. Was to make sure that on an inbound call, you could see, okay, Jordan Fleming is calling you on this number.
Yeah, that was a huge uptick. That seemed like a large oversight there in the beginning. Like, who are we calling? What number are we using? So that was a huge update. Yeah, definitely appreciate that one.
Yeah, it was one of those small things that I heard a couple times from clients
Yeah,
and from people that I was like, well, okay.
yeah,
And it's kind of a nice itch to scratch for
yeah,
us.
yeah.
In your experience, then, I mean, the other part of it that I think is vital, in my opinion, for particularly real estate guys and who use your system is, Smartphone Pro
Yeah.
is, to me, and I, of course, I'm
Why wouldn't
biased.
you use
Everyone
it?
should, well,
Yeah,
everybody should upgrade it, but Smartphone Pro to me is, if you're a real estate person, Smartphone Pro is a no-brainer,
yeah.
based on its functionality and all of that. Are there specific bits of Smartphone Pro that you think are really good value
I
or
do.
important?
I love the Pro. Like one, you start out, you get the 5 numbers. I mean, that's instead, like when you get the basic plan, you don't get the numbers included. So that's a huge upside because, like you said, you're in real estate, you're going to be using phone numbers. You have a team, they're going to be using numbers. But the geo calling, the all that kind of stuff that is available in the Pro versus it just in the normal package. I mean, it's just, to me, it's a no-brainer. Like if you're in real estate, you're actually in real estate doing deals. Uh, you know, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you
For
use the
25
best
bucks
version?
more a month?
Yeah, like why wouldn't you use the better version of the product? I'm not saying that the basic version is inferior, but it's like why wouldn't you do this? It's $25 more. Like what if that's again, if you're in real estate and you're doing stuff, that's not a big deal. So that's kind of where I sit with it.
And I think, if you're in real estate and you've got a team, then that simple ability to monitor your calls. I mean,
Yes.
like, what do you think? From me, monitoring comes in two places. One, of course, new people training.
Yep.
It's a fantastic tool, but also just an ongoing QA. A quality check. What do you find that kind of call monitoring is best used for?
So I use it mostly for the quality checks. So like in my system, I'll go back and play the calls for the week, and like why didn't we convert? Like why did that person not convert? And I listen to the call, I'm like, cool, that's why. Yeah. okay. So, and then, do coaching from that. You're not going to win them all, but, there's certain things that you can coach through, and you can play the call right there with your team. Like, hey, listen to this, point out to me where you messed up, because I'm going to tell you it's at about minute, 1.5 there. And you can just do a play-by-play breakdown. The reporting as well on there is fantastic, having those reports. Something that would be cool for you guys to do is allow us to pull those reports into Podio, just to throwing that out there. You know, all the agent, the phone reports, everything on there, as far as call times and who's had the most connects and all that kind of
You
stuff.
can do that in Podio.
You can. Okay, so
well, maybe we'll need to talk about it. Yeah, I mean,
so I'm missing that one.
Well, I mean, in essence, because the communications log
Okay, do an
logs
automation.
everything.
Yeah,
you have the ability to create, depending on what other bits you add to the comms log to link to things. And I know you've got your own custom comms log bit,
yeah.
but I mean, one of the limitations of Podio is its ability to report on multiple vectors of data, right? And its ability to visualize it. So I think for me, I look at smartphones reporting as, in Podio, I've got certain bits of reports so I can see it quickly as I go. And then I use the smartphone reports for those, to get that broader sense.
Big picture.
And to be
that's what I use it for too.
That's how I use it. And there's unfortunately a limitation in Podio as to really what other bits we can do. I will say, and I given we're recording this at the end of March 2021, and we've obviously just launched the new dialer, version 2.0 dialer.
Much better as well.
Well, the exciting thing is, of course, the next step to that dialer. One of the things we're doing right now is unifying the experience of smartphone. So if you're on the mobile, if you're on your whatever, you can do it. Well, the next step is, of course, that dialer is integrated into our Chrome extension. Okay. So you won't have to be in smartphones tab to be able to drop down the dialer and do that. And as part of that, and you'll like this as a developer, we're going to add in some little extra bits to the Chrome extension to pass through information. So we're going to add in different IDs, the app IDs, et cetera, of where you are, and the item IDs and the user ID. We're going to add these fields of data to pass through so that you'll be able to then grab them from the comms log and do lots of stuff.
Perfect. That's awesome. Yep, that'll work. On a developer standpoint, that's all we need is we just need data.
Absolutely.
That's perfect. That's awesome.
Well, Damien, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, mate. It's exciting to see you install smartphone with your guys, to see you guys take off. As a final sort of hurrah, is that you've seen smartphone develop over the last little while. What is are you feeling or where do you think have you seen a lot of improvement? Have you seen a lot of energy go into it? And are there any specific things you're excited to try and get us to do more of?
So it's definitely, I think it's going very much in the right direction. You guys are very responsive to suggestions, in the forum and Podio, people putting in their suggestions, and you actually go in there and respond, hey, that's a good idea, or that's kind of silly, and just I've seen some of those responses that was cracking me up. So just the fact that you guys are in tune with the client and actually want to make it better and listen, like, hey, what are you guys seeing that would be much better? And I think one of the big development pieces that I know I want to work with you guys on is the dialer itself, the multi-line dialer, as far as extra things that can be added in there and going that route, just based on what clients are telling me, like, hey, we'd like to see this in there. Can we do this? Well, not really, but I can make this automation do that for you, So that's what I'm excited to see kind of grow more, because it's a great dialer. It's right there in Podio. So if they just had some more characteristics of the other dialers, it would be, I mean, I think that alone would just set it apart from everybody else.
Well, we're being excited to get that. I know that we're just rolling out some things right now, and we've got a couple projects this year for both smartphone and smart dialer to level up both of them. And as always, from our point of view, we do that by listening to people. We there's no point in us assuming we know what people want. We simply go out and listen and talk to them so that we can know what they want.
Yep.
So I'm excited to hear those ideas. I appreciate you stopping on here, and really fantastic to work with you, and always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you.